Mount St. Helens has seen an increase in earthquake activity with nearly 350 quakes over the last several months.
Mount St. Helens is about to blow. It's all after the area saw hundreds of recent earthquakes.
Deep beneath Mount St. Helens, an ancient force is stirring with renewed intensity. Recent data has revealed a 300% increase in potential eruption risk, as this sleeping giant shows signs of awakening. From mysterious seismic patterns to unprecedented changes in its vast magma network, scientists are detecting signals that suggest we may be entering a new chapter in this volcano story. What secrets lie within this geological rebel, and what might these warning signs mean for the millions living in its shadow? The living mountain. Mount St. Helens stands as a testament to nature's dynamic force, its snow-capped peak masking a restless spirit beneath. Since the catastrophic 1980 eruption that transformed its silhouette, the mountain has continued its subtle metamorphosis. Recent satellite data reveals concerning changes: ground deformation patterns that suggest movement beneath the surface, increasing seismic activity that whispers of hidden forces, and new steam vents appearing along the crater's edge. These signals, combined with a measurable increase in thermal activity, paint a picture of a mountain far from dormant. Scientists monitoring these changes have noted a threefold increase in potential eruption risk indicators over the past months. Deep within the volcano's heart, a complex system of magma chambers and geological faults creates an interconnected web of activity. This network, far more sophisticated than previously understood, behaves almost like a living organism, responding to pressures, adapting to changes, and maintaining a delicate balance of forces. The mountain's breathing can be measured through various indicators: ground swelling and contracting, gas emissions that fluctuate like breath, and seismic patterns that pulse with surprising regularity. Recent data indicates that these rhythmic patterns have begun showing unusual variations, suggesting changes in the underlying system. The mountain's influence extends far beyond its visible boundaries. Through underground magmatic connections, Mount St. Helens maintains a complex relationship with neighboring volcanoes in the Cascade Range. Like nerve endings in a vast geological nervous system, these connections allow pressure and magma to flow between different volcanic centers. Recent research has revealed that changes in Mount St. Helens often correspond with subtle variations in activity at nearby volcanic sites, suggesting a level of interconnectedness that challenges our traditional understanding of volcanic systems. Warning signs have become increasingly apparent in recent months. Seismologists have detected swarms of small earthquakes at depths previously associated with magmatic movement. Ground deformation measurements show patterns consistent with magma accumulation, while gas emissions have shifted in both volume and composition. The mountain's glaciers have shown accelerated melting patterns in specific areas, indicating localized heating from below. These changes, while subtle individually, create a compelling picture when viewed together. Mount St. Helens is entering a new phase of activity, though its exact nature remains uncertain. Monitoring stations around the volcano have recorded a significant increase in both frequency and intensity of these indicators compared to historical baselines. As Mount St. Helens continues to exhibit these signs of restlessness, we must look back through time to understand how this mountain has long captivated and warned those who lived in its shadow. A journey through time. Long before seismographs and satellite monitoring, Native American tribes of the Pacific Northwest held a deep understanding of the mountain's temperamental nature. The Cowlitz and Klickitat peoples shared the legend of Luit, a beautiful maiden who caught the attention of two powerful sons of the Great Spirit Sahali. Their fierce competition for her love led to destruction and chaos, prompting Sahali to transform all three into mountains. Luit became Mount St. Helens, while her suitors became Mount Hood and Mount Adams. This tale, passed down through generations, cleverly captured the volatile relationship between these peaks, suggesting an ancient understanding of their geological connection. European explorers first documented Mount St. Helens in 1792, with British navigator George Vancouver naming it after his friend, the diplomat Alain Fitzherbert, Baron St. Helens. Early settlers and explorers described a symmetrical, snow-covered peak, often referred to as the Fuji of America, for its striking resemblance to Japan's Mount Fuji. Throughout the 19th century, observers recorded periodic episodes of volcanic activity, steam eruptions, ash falls, and minor earthquakes that hinted at the mountain's restless nature. These historical accounts, though lacking scientific precision, provided crucial baseline information about the volcano's behavior patterns. The morning of May 18, 1980, marked a turning point that would forever change our understanding of volcanic hazards. At 8:32 a.m., a magnitude 5.1 earthquake triggered the largest landslide in recorded history, destabilizing the mountain's north face. The subsequent lateral blasts, traveling at speeds of up to 300 miles per hour, devastated an area of 230 square miles. Within minutes, the mountain's elevation dropped by 1,300 feet, and a mushroom cloud of ash rose 80,000 feet into the atmosphere. The eruption claimed 57 lives and caused unprecedented ecological destruction, serving as a stark reminder of nature's raw power. The transformation of the landscape was immediate and profound. Blast-felled trees lay like matchsticks across the terrain, while pyroclastic flows carved new valleys and filled existing ones. Spirit Lake, once a popular recreation area, was transformed into a steaming cauldron filled with floating logs and debris. The eruption created a unique natural laboratory, allowing scientists to study how ecosystems recover from catastrophic disturbance. Within this devastated landscape, life began returning in unexpected ways, challenging previous assumptions about biological recovery and succession. The 1980 eruption revolutionized volcanology, forcing scientists to reconsider established theories about volcanic behavior. The lateral blast, previously underestimated as a volcanic hazard, became recognized as a major threat. New monitoring techniques were developed, and warning systems were refined. The event also highlighted the importance of detecting subtle precursors to eruptions, as the mountain had shown signs of unrest for months before the catastrophic explosion. This disaster led to the creation of the Cascade Volcano Observatory and sparked a new era in volcanic research and hazard assessment that continues to evolve today. As Mount St. Helens reshaped our understanding of volcanic behavior in 1980, scientists began uncovering an even more remarkable discovery: a vast, hidden network connecting this volatile peak to its neighboring giants in ways never before imagined. The underground labyrinth, networks and secrets beneath Mount St. Helens. The Cascade Range stretches like a geological backbone along the Pacific Northwest, but beneath its majestic peaks lies something far more intricate. Recent studies reveal an interconnected network of magma chambers and pathways, challenging our understanding of these volcanic systems. The range isn't merely a collection of individual volcanoes, but rather a complex web of subterranean connections that extend for hundreds of miles beneath the Earth's surface. This network allows pressure, heat, and molten rock to move and influence neighboring volcanoes in ways scientists are only beginning to comprehend. Deep beneath the surface, vast highways of magma create a dynamic system of pressure and release. These pathways, formed over millions of years, serve as conduits through which molten rock can flow between different volcanic centers. Using advanced seismic imaging techniques, scientists have mapped these underground passages, revealing a network more extensive and interconnected than previously thought. These magnetic highways don't just transport molten rock, they also distribute pressure and heat throughout the system, creating a delicate balance that can be disrupted by changes in any part of the network. Mount St. Helens occupies a unique position within this network, sitting unusually far west of the main Cascade volcanic arc. This geographical rebel breaks conventional rules about where volcanoes should form, suggesting hidden complexities in the underlying geological structure. The volcano sits above a section of the subducting plate that's significantly shallower than its neighbors, at just 42 miles depth compared to the typical 62 miles seen beneath other Cascade volcanoes. This anomaly has puzzled scientists for decades and hints at unique conditions driving the mountain's violent behavior. Beneath Mount St. Helens lies an enormous magma reservoir, vastly larger than previously estimated. Recent seismic studies suggest this chamber could theoretically fill the Grand Canyon multiple times over. The reservoir isn't a simple pool of molten rock, but rather a complex system of interconnected chambers and smaller pockets, each playing a crucial role in the volcano's behavior. The magma within varies in temperature, composition, and mobility, creating a dynamic system that influences surface activity. The mountain bears ancient geological scars that tell a story of past transformations. These marks, left by tectonic collisions and volcanic activity spanning millions of years, continue to influence how magma moves through the system today. One key player in this geological drama is Silesia, an ancient volcanic plateau that collided with North America roughly 50 million years ago. The collision left behind a tectonic suture that scientists believe lies directly beneath Mount St. Helens, potentially explaining its unusual location and behavior. A massive formation known as the batholith barrier plays a crucial role in directing magma flow beneath the volcano. This ancient body of cooled magma acts like a massive underground dam, preventing magma from rising directly to the east of Mount St. Helens. Instead, it forces the molten rock to find alternative paths upward, creating the unique patterns of activity we observe at the surface. The interaction between this barrier and surrounding rock formations helps explain why eruptions occur where and how they do. Seismic waves traveling through the Earth reveal crucial information about what lies beneath. Recent studies show dramatic slowdowns in seismic wave speeds in a zone east of Mount St. Helens, approximately 10 to 20 miles deep. This sluggish behavior suggests the presence of partially molten rock or unique mineral compositions that could influence future volcanic activity. These seismic whispers provide vital clues about the mountain's internal structure and potential future behavior. The volcano's magnetic system operates like a complex pressure cooker, with various release valves and safety mechanisms built into the geological structure. Magma doesn't simply rise straight up from depth. It follows intricate paths determined by zones of weakness in the surrounding rock. These pathways, shaped by ancient geological events, create a network of possible routes for magma to reach the surface. Understanding these routes helps scientists better predict where and how future eruptions might occur. Recent seismic data has revealed previously unknown chambers and connections within this vast network. Using advanced imaging techniques, researchers have identified new magma pockets and potential pathways that could influence future volcanic activity. These discoveries suggest that the mountain's plumbing system is even more complex than previously thought, with multiple layers of chambers and conduits working together to drive volcanic activity. This improved understanding of the subsurface structure helps scientists better assess the potential for future eruptions and their likely characteristics. Life in the extreme. Within the scalding caves and toxic crevices of Mount St. Helens, scientists have discovered something extraordinary, life thriving in conditions that should make existence impossible. These extremophiles, microorganisms adapted to extreme environments, were found flourishing in volcanic vents where temperatures exceed 100 degrees Celsius and acidity levels would dissolve ordinary cells. The discovery, made during routine geological surveys, has forced scientists to reconsider the very boundaries of what we consider habitable. These resilient organisms not only survive, but thrive in an environment more alien than many places on Earth. The survival mechanisms these microbes have developed border on the miraculous. Some produce specialized enzymes that remain stable at temperatures that would cook ordinary proteins. Others have evolved unique cell membranes that withstand intense pressure and acidity levels thousands of times stronger than lemon juice. Perhaps most remarkably, certain species have developed the ability to derive energy from inorganic compounds in the volcanic rock itself, turning what should be a lethal environment into a source of sustenance. These adaptations represent biological innovations that challenge our understanding of life's fundamental requirements. The study of these volcanic extremophiles has revolutionized our understanding of life's potential. Their existence suggests that life can adapt to virtually any condition given enough time and evolutionary pressure. These organisms have developed biochemical processes previously unknown to science, some of which are already finding applications in industrial processes and medical research. Their unique enzymes are being studied for potential use in everything from biofuel production to new pharmaceutical manufacturing techniques. Each new discovery about their survival mechanisms opens up new possibilities for biotechnology applications. Looking beyond Earth, these hardy microbes offer tantalizing hints about the potential for life on other worlds. The conditions these organisms tolerate aren't unlike those found on Mars, Europa, or other celestial bodies. If life can thrive in the extreme conditions of Mount St. Helens volcanic vents, similar organisms might exist in the ice-covered oceans of Jupiter's moons or in Martian subsurface hot springs. These extremophiles have become a crucial reference point for astrobiologists designing missions to search for extraterrestrial life, helping them understand what biosignatures to look for on other worlds. Current research continues to reveal new surprises about these remarkable organisms. Scientists recently discovered that some extremophile species can survive dormant for decades, awakening when conditions become favorable. Others show signs of horizontal gene transfer, sharing survival adaptations between different species in real time, a finding that could revolutionize our understanding of evolution. Ongoing studies are also exploring their potential role in early Earth environments, suggesting these organisms might represent living fossils of life's earliest forms on our planet. As technology advances, researchers are uncovering more species and new adaptations, each discovery adding another piece to the puzzle of life's incredible resilience. Reading the signs. Modern monitoring of Mount St. Helens represents a sophisticated fusion of technology and scientific expertise. Networks of seismometers, GPS stations, and gas sensors blanket the volcano, providing real-time data about every subtle movement and emission. Satellite imagery tracks ground deformation patterns that might indicate magma movement, while specialized equipment measures the composition of gases escaping from vents and fissures. This comprehensive monitoring system, one of the most advanced in the world, serves as an early warning network that can detect even the smallest changes in volcanic behavior. Recent upgrades to this system have revealed patterns of activity that were previously invisible to scientists, offering new insights into the mountain's restless nature. The interpretation of these warning signs requires a delicate balance of historical knowledge and modern analysis. Scientists look for specific patterns that might indicate increasing volcanic activity, swarms of small earthquakes at particular depths, changes in the ratio of certain volcanic gases, or subtle shifts in ground elevation that might suggest magma movement. Each of these indicators, while meaningful on its own, becomes particularly significant when observed in combination with others. Recent data has shown an uptick in several key warning signs, including increased seismic activity at depths associated with magma movement and changes in the chemical composition of volcanic gases that might indicate fresh magma rising from depth. The implications of these monitoring efforts extend far beyond Mount St. Helens itself. The technologies and techniques developed here have become a model for volcanic monitoring worldwide. More importantly, the data collected helps scientists understand potential risks to the Pacific Northwest region. The volcano's proximity to major population centers like Portland and Seattle makes accurate risk assessment crucial. Current models suggest that future eruptions could have impacts far beyond the immediate vicinity of the volcano, potentially affecting air travel, regional agriculture, and public health across multiple states. This understanding has led to the development of comprehensive emergency response plans that incorporate both immediate volcanic hazards and longer-term regional impacts. The living legacy. Mount St. Helens continues to serve as a living laboratory, offering new discoveries that challenge our understanding of volcanic systems. Research teams regularly uncover previously unknown aspects of the volcano's behavior, from subtle changes in its magnetic system to unexpected ecological adaptations in the blast zone. The mountain has become a globally significant site for studying both geological processes and ecosystem recovery after major disturbances. Recent findings about how life has returned to the devastated landscape have provided insights that reach far beyond volcanology, influencing fields from conservation biology to climate change research. The communities surrounding Mount St. Helens live with a complex mixture of respect, concern, and preparation. Local emergency management teams regularly update evacuation plans and conduct drills, while schools and businesses incorporate volcano awareness into their safety protocols. Yet these same communities have developed a unique relationship with the mountain, seeing it not just as a potential threat, but as a defining part of their identity and cultural heritage. Indigenous communities continue to maintain their traditional connections to the landscape, while new generations grow up understanding both the mountain's dangers and its gifts. The delicate balance between human activity and natural forces plays out daily around Mount St. Helens. Tourism, recreation, and scientific research must be weighed against safety concerns and conservation needs. Forest management practices have evolved based on lessons learned from the 1980 eruption and subsequent recovery. Economic activities in the region now factor in both the risks and opportunities presented by living near an active volcano. This has led to innovative approaches in land use planning and resource management that could serve as models for other volcanic regions worldwide. The mountain's future remains a subject of intense scientific interest and public concern. While improved monitoring systems provide better warning of potential eruptions, the volcano's complex behavior makes precise predictions challenging. Each passing year brings new insights into the mountain's inner workings, but also raises new questions about its potential impact on the region. The legacy of Mount St. Helens extends beyond its physical presence, influencing how we approach the study and management of volcanic hazards globally. It stands as a testament to both nature's destructive power and its remarkable capacity for renewal, continuing to teach us lessons about resilience, adaptation, and the dynamic forces that shape our planet. Mount St. Helens stands as more than just a volcano. It's a testament to nature's power, complexity, and endless capacity to surprise us. As scientists race to understand its secrets and communities prepare for whatever may come, one thing remains clear: this mountain story is far from over. What new chapters will unfold in the saga of Mount St. Helens? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain: we must remain vigilant, respectful, and ready for whatever this geological giant has in store for us.